Alright, boys and girls, here's round one of Legacy. Definitely a keeper here. Our hand is good against pretty much everything, with a Pierce, Terminus, Brainstorm. Bayou. I don't often play against Bayou. Huh. That's a bad sign, I would have to say. I think I have to brainstorm here. Since he's got to be on some kind of combo deck, I don't know how fast he is. I really have no idea what it's gonna be. So it could be. I don't know. Bayou Xantid Swarm is just very hard to read. So we're gonna try and find swords, and then in which case we can cast Spell Pierce. We failed pretty hard. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a main deck Xantid Swarm before. I'm really curious what he's gonna name. There's a really good chance he's gonna miss, but he could flash it back if he wants. It's gonna be show and tell. Interesting. So apparently, well, I guess somebody didn't know that I won the Open this past weekend. Okay, these are some pretty odd things going on. If it's kind of hard to believe he's an actual combo deck. But I still can't do anything, so if I didn't think that I could possibly die on turn 2, I would have obviously saved my brainstorm, and it would have been very beneficial to me to have that with the terminus. Maybe. Well, I mean, I was brainstorming for an out. My out was Swords of Plowshare, so it seemed perfectly reasonable. But by doing so, I've actually cost myself a lot since he didn't kill me. I suppose the logic could go that since he hasn't killed me yet, then I guess it doesn't really matter that I blew the brainstorm because I still have a fighting chance. Alright, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna find out what's happening here. It looks like natural order. That's it? Playing Xantid Swarm? Oh. Ooh. That's more interesting. So his can't cast spells. So I think his deck is really fragile, unless he has this guy going. Yeah, his combo is, besides being a lot of dead cards, his combo is weak to graveyard hate, which I do have a few cards that even get past Xantid Swarm, so that's good. So I think, I'm not sure how fast that deck can win, but I would imagine that it's not any sooner than turn 3. I'm definitely not too familiar with that. So, bringing Graveyard Hate, Humility. Click. Counterbalance. Most likely. Explosives. Explosives I think is too expensive. It doesn't, it's just a really, really bad swords or terminus. Well, is it better than a terminus? If he doesn't have swarm, the terminus can get him at instant speed if he but is there actually a time that I could cast it where it matters? I'm not sure there is. In that game, he played the feeder after he played the Hulk, but that didn't matter because he'd already attacked with Xantid Swarm. So if he plays the feeder first, then he plays Hulk. That's how it works, right? That's how it has to work. Well, I suppose I could terminus the feeder away, which I could also do with explosives. Yeah, I think it is actually better. Okay, we have a long way to go and not much time here. Wow, I definitely don't have enough time to do this. We'll try cutting all terminuses. Cut one and treat. Spell Pierce seems good, actually. Ah, man. Okay, we'll do the fourth counterbalance. Put it back in the board. Shit. Well, I've never cut Snapcaster before, but didn't have a lot of time there. And I mean, we did bring in the cage, which I mean, I definitely would still want Snapcaster, but had to make some kind of cut there. All right, he's down to 6. Maybe I could have probably cut the O-ring. Yeah, that I definitely could have cut. I would much rather tutor for humility, probably. Ah. I think I want to brainstorm here. If I miss completely, then we're in huge trouble. But I would rather. I need to hit a land here so that I can click. Didn't find a fetch land, but that's okay because I can Tundra and Light and Tutor. Actually, whoops. I wanted that gate actually. Should have put back the island. Sure. Seems like a pretty poor ritual to be playing. It's really odd. I guess it does serve as also a green creature. Maybe this might not even be a mainstream combo deck. So I decided to draw the Mystic Gate, because tutoring for Humility is kind of pointless if I cannot cast it. The downside here is that if I don't want to draw the O-ring, then I have to upkeep this. And this is all because I made that mistake in the first place, putting back the Mystic Gate. Ooh, wow, that's actually a pretty damn good hand. You know what's actually... Once Humility's in play, how do I win? Come to think of it. Because he's going to have more creatures than I do. That is something that I should figure out. Well, I might just have to let him go for it. Which is really bad if... Actually, no, you know, that's not true. I was going to say it's bad if he has a secondary combo, or secondary tutor target. Oh, that is bad. If he has like a Terastodon, which he should. Because it's, yeah, just so easy to have one Terastodon. Oh, that's really awkward. Well, alright, let's pick the order. He can have his 3 do-nothings, I guess. His deck actually looks like it functions pretty well. He's got... You can add a bunch of mana to actually cast stuff. His Cabal Therapy to sack the Hulk. And I'm assuming he has Terastodon. That's a big part of this this complement. I did not put a stop in my upkeep, so didn't even get to think about this. That's really awkward, because actually I could have just gotten explosives and played explosives rather than Humility. Oh, that is really bad. Yeah, that would have been actually just game ending. Well, I can still do it. Just not it's not quite as good. Ooh, another combo piece. Wow, that's perfect timing, because of my blunder. Oh, yeah, oh well, that's actually good combo. You can sacrifice it. Yep. Man, he's cold to swords too, and he went for it anyway. Even after I O-ringed his Xantid Swarm, leading him to believe that I have something. So it looks like he's gonna go for the combo, the main combo, because he played the feeder first. So when do I extract? I probably should have. I could have done it there on the Hulk, but then he probably just goes to get some different stuff. So Okay, now we'll let the Protean Hulk resolve. Shit. I don't know when we can stop this. We get the body double, I think, after he sacrifices Revelark. Okay, there we go. We actually play this like really loosely too, because all he has to do is not combo. If he just says go, I literally can do nothing. He would have Revelark in play. Well, to be fair, that's not 100% correct to do that. It just means gives me time to find like duplicate interactions while he just attacks me for 4 plus whatever that is, however big that is. So we've got 1 Academy Rector. Interesting. His deck is full of surprises. So you can go actually find Rector with. You can find Rector with the. Wait, no, that's not the point of that. You can sack the Rector to get the pattern, then with the Carrion Feeder in play, or this one, then sacrifice the one with the pattern on it to get the main creature. So he does have Progenitus, Starved Rusalka. I do not see Terracodon, which is great for me. 3 Beast Withins. That's an odd one. Pattern of Rebirth. Okay, here's they are. There's 3 patterns. 1 Rector? 3 pattern, 1 Rector. That's kind of weird. Only 2 Swarms. Or no, wait. Is that... That's... Yeah, 2 Swarms. The other one's here. Okay. Starved Rusalka. That's for Zenithing 4. Alright. Looks pretty good, actually. Pretty reasonable deck. Though I'm not sure how resilient it is. And I was definitely correct to bring in the explosives, that's for sure. But I might have been wrong to board out every Terminus. That might have been wrong. Well, I mean, because Progenitus is one reason. Though I would really expect him to have a Terracodon after board. It's a much simpler combo that I actually just cannot beat for the most part. Woo! So at the end of the day... Wait, why did he sacrifice the feeder? What the hell? Alright. I forgot to do it again, didn't I? Got very distracted by him sacrificing the feeder. Even though this time it's not even 100% correct. Since if the feeder were alive, sure, I would do it. With just Tinderwall and Viscera Seer. Yeah, I don't even necessarily have to do it because I'm still dead to the Progenitus. But I suppose I get around pattern by getting the explosives. I can't get humility because these guys are already 1/1s. It'll stop all the comboing from happening, but I'll still just die to these stupid 1/1s. Wow. He got there again. Yeah. And he did bottom with his final scribe, but I should have print screened his deck. I definitely have to take it. He can pretty much get anything he wants, which would probably just be enough power for me to be dead. At least I'm winning the race. So it looks like explosives. So we can still top deck Natural Order. Oh, that's weird. He was about to add 6 green mana, then he changed his mind. Beast Within. Alright. That was really shitty for him. He just gave me a beast. And even though he doesn't know I'm gonna go get explosives, it's still like the Xanted Swarm is hardly relevant. The Beast actually just speeds up my clock so much that it's just worse for you, I think. I mean, if I were him, I probably would have made my own Beast. If he didn't want to scry, I would have made my own Beast just so that I'd be winning the race. I think that's what I would have done. And hell, if I'd be really close to beating a Progenitus at this point right now, but I don't think I can. I don't think I would be able to. If you drew it there, that is. Now I can beat it. Temple Garden? Yeah, I really should have taken a screenshot. I usually do whenever I see their deck, especially when I'm not familiar with it. Alright, so O-Ring out. Terminus in. Yeah, so the Humility Plan stops the combo for 4 mana, but I could still just die to a couple 1/1s. Moat is definitely no better in that regard. We'll still keep in the Humility, I think. It at least buys me some time in some situations. So we're going to go -1 Jace, I think a Terminus, and then I want the Snapcasters back if I can. Maybe I just can't. But, I mean, his deck is really weak to swords, so like having Snapcasters also very helpful in that situation. I think actually Jace is kind of weak in this matchup. Normally I love it against combo because once you're stable you just play it. Or stable meaning you might have a Force of Will or something counterbalance in play. In this matchup, it might not be quite as good because he has so many different things going on. And also Xanted Swarm. Ew. Well, we're going to keep. We're going to operate under the assumption that he cannot kill us quickly. And we're going to keep this counterbalance top hand. Sure. Actually, I should have tanked there. Just for a few seconds. Give him the idea that I might have Force of Will. The best card to name in this situation is Brainstorm, in my opinion. Unless you plan on winning very quickly. Then you could either name Swords or Force of Will. Oh, he did name Brainstorm. Wow. I didn't expect him to. And basically I'm saying that because I think good players name Brainstorm. And I'm not sure how good this guy is, to be honest. I'm not saying he's bad. Oh, you need to have an upkeep stop. Well, yeah, I guess I should have one. I'm not going to use it this turn. I definitely I lock him out here. Oh. Well, so much for locking him out. I think it's still correct. Actually, the interesting thing, there's a few interesting things here. For one thing, he has Cobalt Therapy, so he knows that I have the counterbalance. He didn't know I had an island, but that's like it's pretty safe to assume that I could draw an island in 2 draw steps. So he's letting me have it. And I'm willing to just put it into play, even if I drew swords here. Okay, he has Ancient Tomb, so he's going to be able to... Oh, that's why. He's going to be able to do one of his combos. I guess that's why he didn't therapy me. That makes sense, since he had it. And I boarded out the Jaces, so we're down to just Moat. Or not Moat, Humility. So close. Suppose I could have tapped to draw. Had a better chance of countering it, but to be honest, I think I can beat this pattern here. Or no. He's gonna get Hulk and then he has therapy. He actually just had it all. So I think I'm dead. Oh man. Yeah, he really did just have it all, and I didn't have. Man. I could have. Oh man, if I knew how the combo worked better, I could have left open swords instead of just playing counterbalance. But the thing was, it was when I played the island. That is when I really didn't think I could go back. Because by playing island, showing him that I could cast counterbalance and then not casting it, I just basically tell him that I drew Swords to Plowshare or something else. Something else like Swords to Plowshare. And then he turn 3'd me. And to do this, he had to have the Tomb, the Cabal Therapy, the Creature, the Pattern, and, well, I mean, for me to miss on my counterbalance is not a huge expectation. If I'd realized that the therapy was gonna give him the combo, then I maybe would have tapped a draw just to see if I could draw Force of Will. And I would have done it, but that doesn't mean it's correct. But I think it would have been correct considering my outs were. The situation was simply I flip Humility or lose, or I draw Force of Will and then still have top on top, and then I win. Or I wouldn't win immediately, but I'd probably win. So, looks like we lost round 1 just simply to ourselves. And the fact that we did not know this deck well enough. Oh, really? Gotta rub it in.